with the marks, just like that. People don't even know about it, right? So take me through that period where in your life, it was as if you were hidden. You know when God anointed David,
Sure.
right? And they said he's going to be king. But he's busy there with sheep, killing bears. Nobody is seeing all those things until he kills Goliath. And I think for you, your Goliath was that bathtub.
Sure.
No breaker.
Yes.
So take us through that.
So I always say this to my team. We do not, we don't do what we do out of desperation. I do what I do because it's what I love to do, and it's what I'm called to do. So in the time of me being hidden, I didn't realize I was hidden. For me, I was doing what I'm supposed to be doing. In my head, it wasn't a thing. When I was doing what I was doing at the time I was doing it at the scale at which I was supposed to be operating under. There's never been a point where I felt people are not seeing us. I wish more people would see us. I've always been a firm believer in being able to play with your toys before you're handed over appliances.
But you're in your 20s, you're in your teens. How did you know that?
I think, and I always say this, you will relate to this, Fatima will relate to this, or anyone who becomes a public figure or a well-known person. It's something I am willing to swear by. When you are going to become someone great one day, right? You may not necessarily know when, but it's something that you know. You can feel it in you, and that's why you become great. From when you are a child, you're playing with the other children, something whispers to you, there's something different about you, right? You sometimes may not necessarily know how to define it, or you do not know what that voice is, or sometimes you think you're lying to yourself, or like you as Chela, whatnot. Even people around you will say, hey, when you was out when you're Chela, you know, because even the people around you can see it. You know, sometimes you may delay in seeing it, but everyone around you will pick up with different. And it's much nicer if you pick it up soon enough. Say, I'm different. So what then happens is that you are not aware. You may not necessarily know when it's going to happen. The timing is what you don't know. But you know, at some point, there's a space and then there's an office that I have to occupy. So at no point was I feeling as though, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, or it's just not working, or people are not seeing us, or all of that sort of stuff. I just knew at the where I am right now, what I'm supposed to do is what I'm supposed to be doing. And at the right time, things just happen. And that's my mantra. At the right time, the Lord will make it happen. It's only at the right time. And I am so confident that my time is coming. And that's why I'm able to say to people, we were talking this morning, when I want to work with you, or when I occupy a space, and if I identify something and it resonates with me, I like that. So I'll come to you boldly and I'll tell you, hi, I'm going to MC your event one day. It can take 2 years. It can take 10. But I've set it out there and I put it out there in motion. And if it's in motion, the wheels start turning to make sure that it happens. So I then need to be consistent at this time while I've manifested you, because you are now on my manifestation board. But I need to be consistent. So when grace bumps into opportunity, then we see something magical happen to say, whoa, now is the right time. So, and that's where the disconnect is. We manifest something. Mina. Okay, what are you doing towards that?
Yeah.
Are you associating with the right people? Are you working with are you reading the right books? Are you consuming the right content? Are you sharpening your craft while you wait to become a millionaire? Because you build until that one day. And sometimes you may not necessarily even, while you're building, it's not a thing on which you're building 100K. 200K. Sometimes my mentor and strategist always said that he's going to run a business that has a turnover of over 200 million rands. And he's going to employ, by the time he's 35, he's going to employ over 10,000 people. He was saying this with a team of 4 people when he put it out there. And now he's 34 years old and 8 months at the time, right? 34 and 8 months is realizing, this is not working. I said by the time I'm 35, this is what I'm going to be doing. But he's diligent. And then it so happened that an organization that he was consulting for said, actually, we need you as partner because we really need your skill in-house. They signed him off. He now is a director in a company that employs 12,000 people with a turnover of over 300 million at 34 and 8 months, with 4 months to spare from the target of 35. But he was intentional to say, at 35, I will employ 10,000 people and I will be in a business that has a turnover of 2. He knew, but he had to work towards it in order to realize it. And that's what we don't do. One, we're too timid to dream big.
Yeah.
You know, we sort of shy away from being audacious with our requests, you know, and that's why then when you bump into a person like a witness, you're like, I so serious right now, you know, because it's audacious people like that who make audacious and bold statements to say, I want that and I'm going to occupy that space. That's mine, you know, and they work towards it. Just last night, I texted Fatima, said, Fatima, we need to stop. Our paths are crossing too many times now. I've now received the signal because I pay attention, and that's why I say I run on intuition. I pay attention to say, why am I seeing this face so many times? You are coming into my vision too many times. That means there's something you and I are supposed to work on, you know?
Yeah.
When I kept on seeing, I wasn't following you, but I kept on seeing your posts. And when I see your post, I'm engaged. You know, it's not just another video that I scroll from. I'm engaged. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, let's listen. Because there are a lot of people who talk about money. And there are a lot of people who tell you how to make money. And there are so many people who have got these, how to make 10,000 rands in a week, how to do this on e-commerce, there's so much information out there. But I was engaged. I was like, okay, I'm interested in what he has to say. And the more your videos keep popping up, I realized, there's something that we're going to be doing with this gentleman. So I decided to put out an audacious statement. Fats and I are not seeing each other for the first time. Last year, I was hosting a slot for a TV show, guest presenting on One Gospel, and she was at the Empower Women conference. And I bumped
Masini.
Yes, with Masini,
Yeah.
who's been somebody who's just seen the light in me for the long